Good morning, boys and girls. We're getting to the end of rules. All right. So here's our next chapter. A real conversation takes two people. So where we left off last, they are at the dance. Brothers David is with her. And it looks like her father is going to take David to get some grape soda. So hopefully she won't have to worry about her brother for now. And let's see where the drama takes us as we get to the closing here. All right. A real conversation takes two people. Alone on the bleachers, I run my hand over my knees to wipe the sweat away. In that half-lit gym, the white stripes on the floor and the basketball backboards almost grow. My fingers grow for a fat paintbrush to stroke color across the white backboards. Blood red, electric blue, tangerine, blistering colors. But I have nothing to hold and nothing to do but wait. I checked all along the sides of the gym, across the dance floor, out in the hallway, even past the little offices holding sports equipment. The lit clock above the exit sign barely moves, and I make deals with myself. He'll come when the minute hand is on the floor. The music blares. I can't hear my feet tap, but someone must have spilled a drink because my sandals catch on something sticky. Worry twines in my chest, and I keep unsticking my feet in case I need to run out to find Dad and tell him I want to go home now. I last saw him and David drinking grape sodas on the stairs. Jason will come when the minute hand is on the 6. Please. Watching kids dancing, I flicker my fingers on my knees. Some of the dancers look goofy. When one boy reminds me of David, his elbows bent sharply. But there are so many kids, it doesn't matter. The other dancers make room for him. I see kids from school I recognize, but no Christy or Ryan. My fingers trace a cut in the wood on the bleacher beside me. Over and over, I slide my fingers along the groove, feeling every bump. Jason will come when the minute hand is on the 11. It's hot inside the gym from all the kids, and I wish I could get a drink or step outside and breathe some cooler air, but I'm afraid I'll miss Jason. So I lean back, rest my elbows on the bleacher behind me, and look at the ceiling. I imagine the beams gone, the roof pulled away, only the endless night sky above me, full of stars. The song ends and the kids fill in the bleachers around me. Some kids turn back to the dance floor as another song begins. It hurts how life goes on, unknowing. These kids walking by, heading to the dance floor or toward the hallway, not even seeing me. I watch a girl move toward the door in the bright light from the hallway. She darkens to a shadow, passing the outline of a wheelchair in the doorway. Could it be? Sorry, excuse me. I step around, knees and feet, trying not to push, but wanting to shove past everyone. I have to get over there. As I come closer, Jason looks at me, eyes narrowing. Mrs. Morehouse stands at his side. I'm glad to see you're here, I say. I really want to talk to you. I'll be in the hall where it's quieter, Mrs. Morehouse says. Come get me if you need me. Excuse me, I call over and over to kids' backs, making way for us to move down the quiet hallway outside the community center offices. Through the windows, I see the dark outline of great clusters of basketballs, stacks of pointed traffic cones, and a rack of hockey sticks. Standing next to Jason, I don't know what to say to get started. It's a nice night out, huh? Jason turns his wheelchair to leave. Wait. I reach into my skirt pocket and pull out my first word. Complicated. Jason lifts his eyebrows. I kneel to be at his eye level. I see how kids stare at David and it hurts me because I know that they're thinking, or even worse, they don't look at him, just around him, like he's invisible. It makes me mad because it's mean and it makes me invisible too. Jason watches my face, but his hand moves to give me to give me room to reach the last empty pockets of his communication book. Hidden. I didn't tell Christy everything about you. I didn't tell her about your wheelchair or your communication book. I didn't know how she'd react. I should have because you're my friend, but it got harder and harder. I dropped my gaze into the tile floor. No, that's not an excuse, too. The real truth is I was scared what she might think of me, not you. When I looked up, Jason is staring toward the dark windows of the community center offices. You're a good friend, I say, and I've been weak. Catherine, I knew this moment was coming, but I still feel caught red-handed. Christy hurries up the hall wearing white jeans and a bright pink shirt. I thought you couldn't come. I'm so happy you changed your mind. Beside her, Ryan puts his hand on her arm. I stand up. Jason, this is Ryan and my next door neighbor, Christy. Her smile slips. Hi, Christy, this is Jason. She glances from Ryan to me to Jason. Happy birthday. Thank you. Christy looks at me, one eyebrow raised. Jason can't talk, so he uses these cards I've been making for him for words. I smile at Jason. He's my very good, I tap, friend. She looks where I'm pointing to the card of a girl's hand waving. Jason taps Catherine. Talk about you all the time. Really? Christy makes up sound. She could have told me more about you. Ryan pulls Christy's arm. Come on, Chris. I'm sorry, say I should have told you the truth. Yeah, she says flatly, not looking at me. You should have. I'll see you around. As they walk away, I open my hand to show Jason my last card. I have one more. He shakes his head. Don't want it. I fold guilty until it's so small, it won't fold again. Jason starts his wheelchair down the hall. Wait, I say, rushing to catch up. Where are you going? Dance. Do you want to come? But I don't. Break dance rule. Jason tips his head down, looking under his eyebrows at me, looking like he's expecting me to blast off on a wild, chatty detour. And the detour sits on my tongue like an airplane waiting on the runway. All systems go, clear for takeoff. All right. I follow him down the hallway and out across the dark gym floor to the very center where there's a clearing and the kids. Next to me, a girl lifts her arms above her head. One by one, the other dancers join her, palms reaching upward, swaying back and forth. Jason joins them, palms open, standing there in the middle of the floor in front of everyone. I lift my hands and reach for the ceiling, the skies, the stars, and I dance. All right, there's one more rule that I figure we'll do real quick, and that will be the book. And then there is an afterwards at the end of the book that maybe I'll read. It's tomorrow. It's about the author and things like that. So, but anyway, here's the last official check. Last rule of the book. If you need to borrow words, Arnold LaBelle wrote some good ones. Before I climb into bed, I circle the date on my calendar when Melissa will come home. I have so much to tell her, not the least of which is I danced with a boy who isn't even related to me, and I liked it. And on Tuesday, I'm not bringing my backpack to the clinic. Only me. If Jason needs a word, I'll make it, but I'll wait for him to ask. I lift my shade and imagine a beam flashing from Christy's dark window, counting dashes and dots. Are you there? But there is no light. Her window stays dark, only the street lamps and the stars shine. White brightness. The tiniest knock comes, and my door creaks open. David stands framed in the light from the living room. No toys in the fish tank? I slide my slippers on and follow. In the aquarium, a toy wizard stands on the gravel, his wand raised mid-spell. Standing beside the castle, he's so big, only his pointy shoe would fit across the tiny castle door. Oops, wrong spell. Instead of a fierce dragon to slay a huge, curious goldfish, mouth the end of the wizard's hat. I can't help but laugh. What are you laughing at, Frog? David asks, worried lines cutting his forehead. I touch the tiny frog stamp on his hand and show him mine. I'm laughing at you, Todd, said Frog, because you do look funny in your bathing suit. David smiles. Of course I do, said Toad. Then he picked up his clothes and went home. The end. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell Mom she has a point about David needing his own words. But other things matter too, like sharing something small and special, just my brother and me. Kneeling beside David, our arms touching, our faces reflect side by side in the glass. I let that be enough. And that is it with rules. We are done. So we will be starting a new book soon later this week. I think tomorrow I might do a little bit about the author and maybe some questions and answers that the author had with some readers. So anyway, till next time, boys and girls, I am going to have a response sheet that's just going to have one writing prompt. You'll get to pick one of like 3 or 4 to write about relating this whole entire book that we're done with. So, and that will be due by Friday. All right. All right, boys and girls, take care of yourself. And until next time.